Hi, this is Cindy. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to be making some very special kinds of pockets. We're going to talk about those in a minute. I want to first say a thank you to Lisa because she sent me Happy Mail, and there's this really cute pieces here, and that was washi tape that was on it, and I kept the washi tape, and of course I kept the packaging because, oh my glory, isn't that beautiful paper that we can use out of the envelope. But this was upside down. This is a one sheet wonder that has this really cute tag in it and a pocket. And Lisa, I have never made one of these. I have seen them made online. We're gonna have to do a video on making these. That is a future project. So thank you so much for that. All right. So in order to make these pockets, and I'm going to tell you why I'm making them. First of all, I keep these. I made these a while back, and I have a stash of them, and I just pull them out, and they're really nice for just sticking on a page. Hang on, let me grab a, you could, well, let me find an empty page. You could just stick them right on the page, and there you go. And you can put them whichever, because I use the non-directional, doesn't matter which way they go. So I've got this nice little pocket that I could just plop on a page, and when I'm just looking to fill 1 or 2 pages, they're really kind of nice. They're my last 2, so I need more, and I'm obviously working on Christmas journals, so I got out 2 Christmas pages to use. These are from the Safe Freeze by Recollections. This is a very old paper pack. I'm going to say this at least 4 years old, probably older than that. I don't have much of it left, which is why I'm choosing it, because I want to use up this paper pack and get it gone. So I've chosen 2. I like things that contrast, and I'm okay with the fact that they look kind of weird. Now this one may or may not have a directional. This has no directional. I don't know if it really, if you have a directional, you're going to want to pay attention to how you cut it. That's all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut these. I think these were, okay, I did those at 7, but I think I'm going to do these at 6 because I want to be able to get a number of them out. So I'm going to go at 6. And then I'm going to go to 4 inches. Is that what I want? Yes. 4. I'm going to cut this one into 4. So I end up with 3 of them. So there's 3 bottom halves. Now I'm going to cut 3 inches. 1, 2, 3 inches. This is a mass make. Welcome to Mass Make Monday. I'm going to put those up there so I don't get my 3s and my 4s mixed up. And then once I finish with this sheet, I'm just going to go ahead and do the same with the other sheet. So once again, now, because this one's directional, I want to think about what way I want them to go. Do I want my stripes to go this way? Do I want my stripes to go this way? So the first thing it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess it does matter. So let me think about which way I want my stripes. I want my stripes horizontal. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to cut it in half to 6 inches. And then I'm going to cut this one to 4 inches. And then 4 inches. So I end up with 3 bases. So I'm going to end up with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bases, right? And I'm going to cut this one to 3. I hope the lines aren't messing you up too much there. 1 and 2 and 3. Now all our cutting's done, we can put our cutter away. All gone. I'm wearing bright green today, so kind of goes with the season, right? Now it's easy. I'm going to take one of these and one of these, and I'm going to put them together like that. That's how simple this is. That's how simple. Now this one, like I said, this one I sewed around the edge because I was playing. It was just after I got my machine, and I was looking at how to put it together. I also do think I want to put a notch in here. If I can get my, I am stuck in my There we go. It was stuck. So I'm going to put a notch here. And then I'm going to grab another one and we'll do one in the opposite. And I'm going to put a notch here. All right. Now we're going to glue them up. Now you might be thinking, well, it's way too busy for me. I can't do something that busy. That's fine. You do what you need to do. Just grab 2 papers of contrasted color. Now, if you have 6x6s, this is a good way to use up some 6x6s. If you have a whole bunch of 12x12's, which is what I have, that I'm just trying to use up. And by use up, it makes it sound, I probably shouldn't say it that way, because when you say, I just want to use it up, it sounds like you're just trying to get rid of something. And I'm not really, I'm trying to give it life. I'm trying to give it purpose. I'm going to put that right over the top there. So now I have a very cool pocket. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to show you something else that we're going to do with these. These aren't done. These are just the bases. There's a lot more that we can do with them now that we have this part done. So we have the base of our pocket. We'll just do these 2 for now, and then, but this is Mass Make Monday, so you know I'm going to be doing those others up as well. But let's just do these to start with. Well, okay, so 2 done. All right, I'm going to just pretty much go through these and match them up and do the exact same thing. I'm going to take all of my, I'm going to match them up now. I want those 2 together, and I want these 2 together. Now, could I do this and this together? Absolutely, but I think that might drive me a little bit crazy because the patterns won't line up at all. And those 2 together, and I need one more. Let's grab that one. And those 2 together. Empty out that. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to put all of these together, and then we'll talk about what to do with our extra pieces. Okay, I'm back, and they are all put together. I have 3 of each, and that's perfect. I have 3 journals that I'm doing. This will give me some extras for next year. Now I have these extra 2 pieces, and I think what I'm going to do is split those right in half, because I'm going to make pockets out of them. Now these are 3 inches, so I want to come down to 1.5 inches. And then I want to put a small notch in them. I'm doing 2 at a time here to just save myself a little time. Put a small notch in these. Done. Get rid of those. Now I'm going to, on 2 of these, with my extra pieces, give them another pocket. So those 2 are going to get that one, and these 2 are going to get this one. So there'll be a double pocket. And this is, again, very easy. Now you notice I'm not distressing anything. That it's totally up to you if you wish to distress things, depending upon the journal that you're making and what the purpose is. Because this one is for Christmas and I want the bright colors, I don't want to dull them down. I could outline it in red, but quite honestly, there's so much going on here. I'm not sure that I want to add that to it. Okay, I may end up doing this gluing off camera because, again, I'm at the very end of my glue and I can't store it upside down because it makes a mess when I do. You've seen my sculpture, so it has made me upside down shy. I want to be very careful not to do this upside down and get glue everywhere. Well, maybe if I turn it sideways. So all I'm going to do is layer that now on top of the other two. There we go. So yes, it could be a pocket this way. I'm doing these as side pockets, but because these are really non-directional, bring that down a little bit, I can go either way. These candy canes really can go either way. All right, we'll do one more, and then I'm going to turn off the I want to decorate some. The other ones. So you know what we're going to do with these. Again, this is mass make. So we're just doing pretty much the same thing over and over again once we know what we're doing and have the general idea. It's just a matter of making it happen. You may be wondering about my shirt. You can't see the front of it, but it has my maiden name on it. When my parents went to Ireland many, many years ago now, probably close to 20 years ago now, 20 or 25 years ago, they brought back my brother a t-shirt that had our last name on it and a sweatshirt. Well, my brother has never worn either one of them. I don't know why. He just never has. And when I was, those of you who've been watching the channel, you know that I have just recently had to move him into a nursing home because he no longer can take care of himself. And in going through his clothes to determine what to take over there, I found the t-shirt and the sweatshirt. Well, he wanted the t-shirt when I took it over to him because he really is kind of low on t-shirts and he's finding it quite warm over there. So he wanted the t-shirt, but he didn't want the sweatshirt. And I said to my husband, I know that this is not my last name and hasn't been for 44 years. I had to stop and think how long I've been married. Hasn't been mine for 44 years, but I don't care. I'm wearing the same shirt anyway. Okay, so these three I'm going to consider, or four, I have four of them. I'm going to consider these done because now they're ready to go into a journal. These two, however, need a little bit of help. So my thought was to put, I kind of like the idea of putting the other pocket on here, but I didn't want to, obviously don't have any more of this same color paper. It needs something different. And, you know, maybe we'll do a different kind of pocket. So I went to get red, just plain red cardstock out of my stash. Well, you know, when you buy plain red cardstock, I want you to realize you are not necessarily buying the same color. These are 3 different packets of red from 3 different things. And this top one fits beautifully. The other 2, not so much. So I'm going to use this one. Now, I think what I'm going to do is make one of these directional. Maybe I'll make them one go one way and one go the other way. And put, let's see, that's 3 inches. So I want a 3-inch slice off of here. Let me move those out of the way so I don't mess them up. I want a 3-inch slice of my red paper. It's all red paper. And then I want my pocket to be, how about, do I want it to be 2 inches high? I think let's go with 2 inches high and 2 inches high. Now I have another scrap left over. I keep coming up with these. I keep making more scraps. Now these two, I do want to put a notch in, but I'm going to use my littler one. This is 3/4 of an inch. The other one was bigger. What is the other one? I forget. Oh, 1.5. The other one was a 1.5. So I'm just gonna, and of course I didn't get them exactly the same. There we go. Throw those away. And now I'm going to put them down here and here. And make another little pocket. It just didn't quite get, it's not quite centered. That's okay. We'll go here. Sorry about this, guys. It just takes so much time because I'm right at the bottom of my bottle. And yes, I have another one. I've already bought another one and I'm too frugal. I'm going to say frugal as opposed to cheap to get it out yet. Now the thing is, every time you put a layer on like this, you do make the pocket itself a little thicker. Now, yeah, that's fine. We're going to just do this. And that's okay, depending upon what you're stuffing with. Okay, that was a kind of a big glob that came out of there. Can't get any, then you get a big glob. That's pretty typical. Okay, I'm going to wipe some of that off. And then put that right there. Now I have this, came out of a, that might be a little too much, do you think? You think that's too much? Am I getting too many? Yeah, I think maybe. Okay, I'm going to pause for a second and grab the pieces that I want to put on top of there. I thought I had them out. I do not. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. I wanted something green to kind of knock down all the red that's on there. And I'm going to take a little bit of music page. And those little pieces will get remade into... Okay, it's a little too much. Oh, excuse me. A little too big. So my thought was to put that there and that there. And then I have this little 78 that can kind of go down here in the corner. Now this one, I do think I'm going to go ahead and put a little red around. It'll kind of make it blend into the red that's there and the edges, and that's kind of the look I'm going for. Let's just throw that away. Yeah, let's put that right there. Need to get out my glue book, or what I call a glue book. I know that some people call this just, well, I don't know what, if you don't call it a glue book, what do you call this? Where's my glues? Here we go. Want my Elmer's. So in cleaning out my brother's apartment, he was a painter, so I have a lot of his paints now, acrylic. He was a woodworker, and he painted all sorts of figures. I'll show them to you sometimes. I will get them out and as I'm unpacking and whatnot. I'll show you some of the figures. Maybe I'll post it. I'll post it on the community tab, so watch for that. And then this is a sticker. Although I've got so much glue on my fingers right now. Anyway, I'm cleaning out his apartment, and I get to his desk. And he, like me, uses a lot of glue. And so I found probably another 12 or 14 of these glue sticks. I'm not going to need to buy, between the Uru sticks that I bought plus the ones that I already have, I'm not going to need to buy glue sticks for a while. There. That's cool. We'll figure out what goes in these in a minute. Let me get some more music page for this. That's probably going to be too tall again. It is. So let me pull off a little bit. Ink it up. Mass Make Monday. If you are working along with me, show me in the community tab what you're doing and how you get to the community tab. If you go to my home page here for YouTube, you should be able to see a little tab at the top that says community. There'll be videos and playlists, and I forget, there's a couple of other things up there, but one of them is community. And that's what you want to go to, because you can post there as well. You don't have to just have me posting. I had a 96. There we go. And these numbers came out of a magazine recently. It was in the table of contents. So something happened on page 96 and on page 78. Don't know what. Don't remember. Okay, that I can recycle. And these little stickers, I'll show you where they came from. I bought these a couple years ago, and I really do enjoy having the vintage look to them. These are vintage stickers, 100 assorted stickers. I don't know, it just says ephemera on it, and it came in this great little tin, which is pretty close to the same size as my Altoid tin, so it's a little thinner, but and a little, just slightly smaller, but it's perfect, and it fits right along with everything else. All right, so we now have 6 new pockets. Let me move all that stuff out of the way and grab one of my folders here. And where do I want to put my pocket? Do I want to put it on there? Ooh, maybe I'll stick it right here. Grab one of these. I can do, I don't want that because it's going that way. I want the one that's going to go this way. I could put that here. You know, we could throw a little more music on there. Let's do that. Let's throw some music on there. You know, because it's, you know, not busy enough. We need to just add a little bit, something more in there. And then I know what we need. We need a Christmas stamp. We have so many Christmas stamps here. I don't want the orange. Oh my glory, that orange would not go well with this. Maybe that's an 8-cent Christmas stamp of Madonna and Child. There we go. So 8 cents. Whew, that was a while back. There. Put that on there. Now, there's one other option that we can do with this. You know what I'm going to do, don't you? You already figured it out. Now I'm going to close this glue. Get this glue back out again. Try not to swear at it because, you know, it's so slow. And I just get impatient. That's my problem. I get impatient. This is a very, very junky journal. It has a stapled spine. It's almost done. I have a few more things I need to do to it, and of course I have to stuff it. It is not yet stuffed with anything. It needs stuffing. I'm going to go over this a second time because that's a very, very thin line, and I want to make sure that this does not fall off. Okay, now I'm going to line it up on that. Because this is just craft paper. This particular page of the signature is just craft paper, and I needed to give it some sturdiness. So I put some just a strip down along the side of paper, and then on the other side I put some washi, and then I have some things. I've already started to do some stuffing, but I need to do more stuffing. So what do I have that I can stuff in there? I have a little Christmas tree that can go in there. And I have, oh, I know what I have. I don't know where they are, but I know what I have. Where are they? There they are. I have papers that can be folded and put inside. We'll put a couple of those in. And I have one of these pages. And that should go in there. And what else do I have? Oh, I have one of these. That should go in there. That might be too busy. We'll keep it there for the moment, but that might be too busy. Looking to see what else I have over here. I have more papers. Let's throw some more papers in. Let's see. We have one here that has presents on it. And we'll put those here. And then we need something bigger to go back there. And I don't have a bigger one. But here we go. We got another paper here. This one has poinsettias on it. And we'll throw that one in. So we have poinsettias and we have papers. Look at how many things we can fit in here. Do I have another one? Oh, yep. I have a Santa. I have a Santa that needs to go in there. So we'll put all of these papers in there. And then we have these papers and we have this. You know what? I think I want you to be on top because I like the Christmas tree on top. So we'll put those together like that. Now we have to come up with something big to go in there. I have a piece that's already made here. Oh, look, it has the same Christmas stamp on it. I like that. We need a tab on it. So you've got to put a tab on it. So maybe we'll put a tab on it with music. What if we put a music tab on it? And we just make it red. We'll make the tab red. There we go. And then, oh, this is open and it's here. Let's just use this. I don't even know if I'm on camera. Okay, we'll put just, come on. Of course, I say it'll be easier to do this because it's right here and then it doesn't want to come out. Okay. So I'm going to put that there and tip it underneath like that and then smooch it. And now I have a tab. Just a little music tab. And now that can go right in there. Well, look at that. And so on our mass make Monday, out of 2 12x12s, using up those 12x12s, I now have these ready. I have, like I said, I have 2 other journals over here that are going to need something in them. Maybe I'll have a page that we can go back to back. There we go. And of course, now I have an extra piece of red that I have to do something with. You know that that's going to have to get decorated somehow, and that's going to end up in one of these journals. If you are enjoying these videos, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the like button so that YouTube knows that you like them, because the like button is really for YouTube. It's not so much for me as it is for YouTube. And then the bell for notifications, because I am doing a lot of journal reveals. I did 2 last week. At least one of these will be out this week, possibly more than one. We'll see. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get done on them. But if you're enjoying them, I love it. Till later, this is Cindy signing off.